In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into why U.S. agricultural exports are plummeting by 94%. It is a crisis that has left farmers in a state of despair and threatens to send shockwaves through our economy. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's going on. So let's get started. Farmers all across the country are feeling the squeeze of an agricultural trade deficit that is threatening their way of life. In fact, according to recent reports, the value of U.S. agricultural exports has dropped nearly 94% from its peak in 2014, and things aren't getting any better. According to projections from the USDA, the trade deficit will continue to widen in the coming years, which means that American farmers could be in for even more pain ahead. But what's driving this collapse? Is it just bad luck, or is there something more sinister at play here? Well, buckle up because we're about to find out. Before we jump into the main topic of this video, I have a question for you. What is the best way to make money in today's unpredictable markets? If you're a fan of risk-free returns, then investing in gold and silver might be just what you're looking for. That's why I've partnered with Lear, the sponsor of today's video, to show you how easy it can be to diversify your portfolio with physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. Gold and silver have been trusted assets for centuries, and Lear makes it easy to invest in them, whether you're a first-timer or an experienced investor. With their easy-to-use website, you can buy and sell precious metals with just a few clicks. Plus, they offer competitive prices and secure storage options so you can rest assured that your investments are safe. Don't miss out on the opportunity to diversify your portfolio with gold and silver. Visit the website below to get started today. Thanks to Lear for sponsoring this video. And now let's get back to it. Now let us get back to the shocking 94% drop in U.S. agricultural exports and what it really means for our farmers. First off, let's take a closer look at the data. Since 2014, the value of U.S. agricultural exports has declined steadily from a high of around $136 billion to just over $7 billion in 2023. This represents a staggering 94.8% decline. But wait, you might be thinking this is just a temporary blip on the radar caused by the pandemic or economic uncertainty. After all, international trade has been disrupted by lockdowns and supply chain bottlenecks. But that's where you'd be wrong. The truth is the decline in agricultural exports is part of a much larger trend that has been brewing for years. As the world economy has grown, the demand for agricultural products has skyrocketed. Developing countries in particular have seen a surge in incomes, which has led to a greater consumption of meat and dairy products. This has created a huge opportunity for U.S. farmers to cash in on the global appetite for American agricultural goods. But instead of seizing this opportunity, the U.S. has actually become a net importer of agricultural products. This is mainly due to the strong demand for beef and pork within the country. In 2021, the U.S. imported over $0.6 billion worth of pork and over $3.3 billion worth of beef and veal. At the same time, the U.S. exported only $3.7 billion worth of red meat. This imbalance has left many farmers wondering why they should continue producing agricultural goods when the U.S. is not supporting local farmers while importing cheaper foreign alternatives. Unfortunately, this trend shows no signs of slowing down. According to the USDA, the trade deficit in agricultural products is expected to reach $10 billion by 2025. Now let's take a look at some of the key factors that are contributing to this decline. One of the most significant challenges facing U.S. farmers is the increasing cost of production. Over the past decade, the price of commodities such as fertilizer, fuel, and animal feed has skyrocketed. This has put a major squeeze on farmers' profit margins, making it harder than ever to stay afloat in the industry. Another factor weighing on farmers' minds is the lack of infrastructure. Many farmers complain that the United States lacks the necessary infrastructure to transport their goods to international markets efficiently. This results in higher transportation costs and delays in delivery, which can damage the quality of perishable goods such as fruits and vegetables. But perhaps the most pressing issue facing farmers is the growing trade deficit. When the U.S. imports more agricultural products than it exports, it creates an imbalance in supply and demand. This can lead to lower prices for American-made agricultural products, making it even harder for farmers to compete with foreign producers. All these challenges have come together to create a perfect storm that is crushing U.S. farmers. Many have been forced to abandon their crops and livestock, leaving their fields and farms in despair. It's a heartbreaking situation that has left many rural communities in shambles. Compounding this crisis is the impact of climate change. Extreme weather events such as droughts, floods, and heat waves have become more frequent and severe in recent years. This has made it even harder for farmers to grow crops and raise livestock, leading to lower yields and higher production costs. Despite these challenges, farmers are still trying to stay afloat. Some are turning to new technologies such as precision agriculture to optimize their use of resources like water and fertilizer. Others are diversifying their crops and livestock to reduce their reliance on a single source of income. But the question remains, will these efforts be enough to save America as farmers, or is the agricultural industry doomed to continue its downward spiral? The future of farming in the United States hangs in the balance, as farmers struggle to cope with the perfect storm of drought and policy failures that threaten to destroy their way of life. But what does this all mean for us consumers? Will we see higher prices at the grocery store, or will there be a surplus of agricultural products flooding the market? To understand the broader implications of this crisis, we need to look beyond the headlines and delve deeper into the root causes of this perfect storm. One of the key issues at play is the increasing cost of water. In many parts of the United States, water is becoming scarce due to prolonged droughts and changing weather patterns. This has led to water restrictions and higher prices, which in turn have driven up the cost of agricultural production. As water becomes more expensive, farmers are forced to pass those costs on to consumers, which can lead to higher prices for agricultural products. Another critical factor is the failure of agricultural policies. For decades, the United States has relied on price supports and other interventions to ensure the profitability of its farmers. But these policies have done little to protect farmers from the vagaries of the market. In fact, they've created a system that has incentivized overproduction and made it harder for farmers to adapt to changing consumer demands. The result of these policies is a market flooded with agricultural products that consumers simply don't want or need. This has led to a glut of supplies and a corresponding drop in prices. Farmers are left holding the bag, literally, as they struggle to sell their crops at a profit. As the agricultural industry continues to grapple with these challenges, we can expect to see more volatility in the markets. The price of agricultural products will likely continue to fluctuate wildly as farmers try to stay afloat in a sea of uncertainty. For consumers, this means that we may see both good times and bad times ahead. During good times, there may be an abundance of agricultural products on the market, leading to lower prices. However, during bad times, shortages and higher prices may be the order of the day. The future of the agricultural industry hangs in the balance as farmers face an uncertain path forward. Despite the challenges they face, one thing is clear. The men and women who work tirelessly to feed our nation deserve our support and admiration. Their dedication to their craft is unwavering, even in the face of adversity. They are the backbone of our food supply chain, and their hard work ensures that we have access to a steady stream of fresh, nutritious food. However, it's important to acknowledge that the agricultural industry is at a crossroads. The perfect storm of drought and policy failures has left many farmers struggling to keep their heads above water. As we move forward, it is imperative that we find solutions to support our farmers and ensure the long-term viability of our agricultural industry. One potential solution lies in investing in sustainable farming practices. By embracing innovation and adopting new technologies, farmers can conserve water, reduce waste, and increase efficiency. This will not only help them to cut costs, but it will also ensure that they are better equipped to withstand future challenges. Another crucial step is reforming agricultural policies to create a more level playing field for farmers. This includes addressing issues such as overproduction, unfair trade practices, and the rising cost of inputs like fertilizer and fuel. By creating a system that supports sustainable farming and protects against market volatility, we can help farmers to plan for the future with more certainty. Ultimately, the fate of the agricultural industry rests in our hands. By investing in our farmers and supporting them through tough times, we can ensure that they have the tools they need to succeed. It is time to recognize the crucial role that farmers play in our society and to work towards creating a more sustainable and equitable future for them. Let's not let this perfect storm be the last chapter in the story of American agriculture. Instead, let's write a new chapter filled with hope, resilience, and prosperity. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.